Stop. Do not scroll past this moment. Do not look away. Your heart is beating with a rhythm that does not belong to the world of the average. You felt it this morning, didn't you? That heavy, unexplainable weight sitting right in the center of your chest, as if a hand from the unseen was pressing down, demanding your absolute stillness. You woke up at exactly 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the morning, your eyes wide open in the dark, staring at a ceiling that felt like it was closing in, yet sensing a vast, terrifying space expanding inside your ribs. You are not sick. You are not losing your mind. You are being summoned. This is not a video you happen to find while browsing. This is a divine appointment, a jurisdiction of time that has been carved out specifically for your soul's arrival. If you are here, it is because the frequency of your suffering has reached the ears of the Most High, and the verdict has already been signed in the courts of heaven. You have spent years wondering why you are the one who always carries the heavy end of the cross, why you are the one who is isolated even in a room full of people, and why your path seems to be blocked by invisible walls. Every time you try to build a life of peace, you have felt like an outcast, a wanderer in a desert of your own making. But today that narrative is being incinerated. The pain you have endured was never meant to break you. It was the refining fire of a king being prepared for a throne. You are a chosen one, and the time for your anonymity is over. Close your eyes for a brief second and feel the ground beneath your feet. Recognize that the isolation you have been experiencing is not a punishment. It is a protective barrier. Heaven has intentionally hidden you. You have been in a season of divine sequestration, kept away from the noise and the pollution of those who would only drain your oil and steal your light. But look at the date. Look at the alignment of this very moment. We are entering a window of 3 specific days, the 7th, the 8th, and the 9th of January, a cosmic convergence where the walls between the physical and the spiritual become paper thin. This is a 3-day Red Sea moment for your lineage. If you can hear my voice, you are the one chosen to cross first. You are the one carrying the blueprints for the rest of your family. You are the one who must stand in the gap while the old world burns away. Think back to just 48 hours ago. There was a moment perhaps while you were doing something as mundane as washing dishes or sitting in traffic where a wave of profound sadness hit you for no reason at all. It wasn't your sadness, it was the weight of an old identity dying. You felt a phantom limb sensation, the feeling of something being detached from your spirit. That was the beginning of the great amputation. You are being severed from every energy parasite, every generational curse, and every low vibration contract that you signed in your ignorance or inherited through your blood. The 7th of January marks the day of the spiritual surgery. The great physician is stepping into your operating room, and the first thing he is removing is the cloak of the victim. You can no longer wear the scars of what they did to you as if they are your name. Your name is being rewritten in the ledger of the living. Consider the physical toll this has taken. Your shoulders feel as though you've been carrying the weight of a mountain. Your jaw is tight clenched against words you haven't been allowed to speak. Your sleep has been fragmented, broken into pieces because your spirit is being trained to operate in the thin places of the night. This is not a coincidence. This is the mechanism of preparation. When a soldier is being prepared for the front lines, they are stripped of their civilian comforts. They are taught to stay awake when others sleep. They are taught to find strength in their own breath. You are in the final stages of the divine boot camp. The John 7th frequency is about the cutting. It is the day when the silver cord of your old life is being snipped. You might feel a sense of mourning today, a strange grief for people you don't even like anymore, or for a version of yourself that was miserable but familiar. Let it go. The grief is just the smoke from the fire that is clearing your land. Let us establish a seal of recognition right now, a protocol of the court, to show that you have heard the summons and are stepping into the witness stand. I want you to perform a specific action, not for me, but to signal to the atmosphere that you are no longer a passive observer of your own life. In the comments below, I want you to type the word decoded. This is your first code of entry. Once you have typed it, I want you to do something that the chosen seldom do. Look at your own comment and reply to it with a single phrase that describes the one thing you are leaving behind in the fire, be it fear lacking or silence. Then find one other person in that thread who has typed their word and simply reply to them with "I see your crown." This is not an engagement tactic. This is the weaving of a spiritual net. We are creating a frequency of recognition that the enemy cannot penetrate. We are signaling to the heavens that the chosen are no longer scattered, but are beginning to recognize one another by the light they carry. Now breathe deeply. Let the air reach the very bottom of your lungs, past the constriction in your chest. You are safe here. This space is a sanctuary, a courtroom where the evidence of your faithfulness is being presented. You think you failed because you don't have the house, the money, or the relationship yet. But the judge sees differently. The judge sees that you didn't quit when the darkness was absolute. The judge sees that you chose integrity when betrayal would have been easier. The judge sees that you kept your heart soft in a world that tried to turn it into stone. That is the evidence stack that is being read aloud in the high places right now. Every tear you cried in secret has been bottled and analyzed. It is the fuel for the fire that is about to consume your enemies. Let's look at a micro scene of your life, a moment that proved you were ready. Remember that day, perhaps a few weeks ago, when you were standing in a crowded place, maybe a grocery store or a busy street. You looked around at the faces of the people passing by, and for a split second, everything went silent. You saw the vanity, the frantic searching the hollow eyes of those chasing shadows, and you felt a sudden sharp pang of alienness. You realized with a terrifying clarity that you do not speak their language anymore. You felt like a visitor from a distant star who had forgotten how to get home. In that moment, you wanted to cry, not out of sorrow, but out of a sudden, overwhelming realization that you are truly, fundamentally alone in your perception. That moment was a recognition stamp. It was the spirit confirming that your frequency of origin has been shifted. You are no longer tuned to the radio towers of this world. You are being tuned to the throne. This isolation is the first evidence of your promotion. Most people cannot handle the weight of what you are about to receive. If God had given you the wealth and the power while you were still connected to those anchors in your life, they would have pulled you under. He had to let them walk away. He had to let them misunderstand you. He had to let them call you crazy or difficult. Their rejection was actually the divine hand pushing your boat away from a dock that was about to collapse. You are being moved into deeper waters where the big fish swim, where the real provision is located. As we move through the 7th and into the 8th of January, the pressure will shift. If the 7th was the day of the amputation, the 8th is the day of the 0 point. It is the silence between the heartbeats. It is the moment when you are neither who you were, nor yet who you are becoming. This is the most dangerous time for a chosen one, because this is when the lying spirits come to whisper. They will tell you that the silence means you've been forgotten. They will tell you that the void is empty when in fact the void is pregnant with your future. Think of a seed buried in the earth. On the second day of its transformation, it has ceased to be a seed. Its shell has cracked, its old form is rotting away, but it hasn't yet broken through the surface of the soil. It is in total darkness. It is surrounded by the weight of the earth. It feels like it is being crushed, but that pressure is exactly what it needs to send its roots down deep enough to support the height of the tree it is destined to become. You are in the soil phase right now. The pressure you feel on your chest is not the weight of a grave. It is the weight of the garden. Let's examine the mechanism of the enemy's interference in your life. The enemy doesn't attack you with grand cinematic demons. He attacks you through micro interferences. He uses the small, annoying things to drain your battery before the sun even sets. It's the unexpected bill that is just $50 more than you have. It's the person who cuts you off in traffic and then glares at you as if you were the offender. It's the sudden, inexplicable technological glitch that deletes an hour of your work. These are not accidents, these are siphons. They are designed to keep your vibration low, to keep you in a state of irritation, so that you cannot hear the subtle, quiet instructions of the divine. When you stay in irritation mode, you are under the jurisdiction of the matrix. But the moment you breathe, the moment you realize it's a test, and you choose to stay in your center of peace, you break the siphon. You reclaim your energy. I want you to try something right now. Adjust your posture. If you are hunched over your phone or your computer, straighten your spine. Imagine there is a golden thread pulling the crown of your head toward the sky. Drop your shoulders away from your ears. Loosen your jaw. Many of you have been holding your breath without realizing it. Take a long, slow breath in through your nose, and as you exhale, imagine you are breathing out the word surrender. Not surrendering to an enemy, but surrendering to the process. Surrendering to the fact that you are no longer in control of the timing, because the timing is now in the hands of the architect. There is a specific reason why you have been feeling a burning sensation in your palms or the soles of your feet lately. Some of you have noticed your hands becoming uncomfortably hot for no apparent reason. This is the activation of the stewardship. You are being prepared to touch things and have them change. You are being prepared to walk onto a piece of land and have the atmosphere of that land shift simply because of your presence. This is why the refining has been so brutal. You cannot carry that kind of power if there is still self in the way. The fire has to burn away the I so that the he can move through you. Recall another scene, a time when you tried to help someone, perhaps a family member or a friend, who was in a cycle of self-destruction. You gave them your time, your money, your very soul, and in the end, they turned on you. They made you the villain of their story. You spent nights crying, asking why your kindness was met with such cruelty. Here is the legal verdict on that situation. You were trying to save something that the divine had already scheduled for demolition. You were trying to use your chosen light to patch a hole in a sinking ship that wasn't your responsibility. That betrayal was a forced disconnection. It was the universe grabbing your hand and pulling it out of the fire before you were consumed along with them. You had to learn that your oil is sacred. You cannot pour it into every broken lamp you find. From this day forward, your empathy will be governed by discernment, not by guilt. As we approach the transition into the deeper mysteries of the 8th and 9th, understand that your financial lack is also part of the identity lock. You have been kept in a state of precise provision, where you have just enough to survive, but never enough to escape the training ground. This was intentional. If you had been given the millions 2 years ago, you would have used them to build a bigger version of your old, broken life. You would have bought a bigger house to hide in a faster car to run away in. But now you have been stripped. You have learned that your value is not in your bank account, but in your command over the elements. You have learned how to be a king in a desert. And because you have proven that you can maintain your royalty while wearing rags, the rags are now being exchanged for robes. The Jan 7th surgery is almost complete. You might feel a strange chill in the air, or a sudden need to be in total silence. Respect that. If the phone rings and it's someone who always brings drama, do not answer. You are in the recovery room of the spirit. Any agitation right now could tear the new sutures of your soul. You are being rewired for high-frequency abundance. This requires a nervous system that is calm, not one that is constantly reacting to the micro-interferences of the world. Watch the people around you in the coming 24 hours. You will notice something strange. Some people will seem to look right through you as if you are becoming invisible to them. Others will stare at you with a sense of confusion or even fear, sensing a shift they cannot explain. This is because your auric signature is changing. You are no longer broadcasting the available signal to the predators of the world. You are starting to broadcast the authority signal. This is why you feel so isolated. You are transitioning from the social frequency to the sovereign frequency. Sovereigns do not have friends in the way the world understands them. They have allies, they have counselors, and they have subjects. But their core strength comes from the internal sanctuary, where they meet with the divine. Do you remember the dream you had recently? The one where you were running, but not out of fear. You were running towards something vast and bright, and with every step you felt lighter, as if the gravity of the earth was losing its grip on you. That wasn't just a dream, it was a soul travel exercise. Your spirit is practicing moving in the higher dimensions, where things manifest instantly. You are being taught how to think things into existence, rather than working them into existence. This is the secret of the 9th of January, the day of materialization. But before you can get to the 9th, you must survive the 0 point of the 8th. You must be okay with the nothingness. The nothingness is the canvas. If the canvas is already full of your worries, your plans, and your small-minded goals, the architect has no room to paint the great work. This is why your plans keep failing. He is clearing the canvas. He is wiping away your good ideas so that he can install his perfect ones. You wanted a promotion. He wants you to own the company. You wanted a partner to take away your loneliness. He wants you to find the wholeness that makes you a magnet for a twin flame. You wanted a break, but he is giving you a breakthrough. The pressure on your chest, feel it again. Don't fight it. Lean into it. This is the weight of glory. In the ancient languages, the word for glory is the same as the word for weight or heaviness. You are being weighted so that you are not blown away by the winds of change that are about to hit the planet. While others are being tossed to and fro by the chaos of the economy and the madness of the world, you will be anchored. You will be the stone in the middle of the river. The water will rush around you, but it will not move you. In fact, the water will have to change its course because of you. This is the end of the first pass of your activation. You are now legally identified in the spiritual realm. The decoded seal you placed in the comments is your entry into the record. You have recognized the signs. You have acknowledged the symptoms. You have accepted the reframe. You are no longer a victim of your circumstances. You are a student of your assignment. The cutting of January 7th is finalizing its work. As you move into the next few hours, move slowly. Speak less. observe more. There are data packets being downloaded into your spirit while you are in this quiet state. You might suddenly have an idea for a business, a book, or a move that seems completely out of character for you. Do not dismiss it. That is the new code being installed. Listen to the silence. It is no longer empty. It is humming with the frequency of your new life. The court is still in session and the evidence is still being presented, but the mood has shifted from trial to preparation for sentencing. The sentence in this case is a life of uncommon favor, but you must be able to carry the weight of that favor without it crushing you. That is why the chest pressure is there. It's a stress test for your heart. It's making sure your heart is strong enough to hold the gold that is coming on the 9th. Stay in this posture of receptivity. Do not rush back into the noise. The 3 a.m. call was not just to wake you up. It was to dress you. You are being clothed in a new spiritual garment, one that is woven with the threads of your endurance and the gold of your tested faith. The old rags are on the floor. Do not look back at them. Do not wonder if you should pick them up one last time just because they were comfortable. They don't fit you anymore. You have outgrown your old life. You have outgrown your old self. You are standing in the doorway of the 0 point, and the 8th of January is waiting to strip away the last remnants of the shadow. Breathe one more time, deep and full. Feel the oxygen reaching the cells that have been starving for life. You are being resuscitated. The world tried to suffocate you, but the divine is breathing his own ruach, his breath of life, into your nostrils. You are becoming a living soul in a world of ghosts. The journey through the 3-day window is only beginning, and the evidence of your transformation is about to become visible even to those who mocked you. The transition from the 7th to the 8th is the transition from pain to potential. Stay in the light. Stay in the silence. The next movement is about to begin, and it requires your absolute focus. The amputation is done. Now the recalibration starts. Do not be afraid of the quiet. The quiet is where the power is being built. You are the chosen, and the verdict is already in your favor. As the sun sets on the 7th, imagine the shadows of your past, growing long and finally detaching from your feet. They are walking away back into the darkness where they belong. You are standing on a clean, illuminated floor. The courtroom is quiet. The judge is looking at you with a gaze of ancient, fierce love. He is not disappointed in you. He is proud of you. You survived the great crushing, and you didn't deny his name. You didn't give up on your light. And because you stayed, everything that was stolen from you is being calculated for 7-fold restitution. Not just what you lost, but what you would have gained if the enemy hadn't interfered. It's all being added up. The scroll of assets is being unrolled. But first, we must navigate the 8th. We must navigate the pressure of the void. Are you ready to sit in the darkness and not be afraid? Are you ready to trust the voice you hear in the 3 a.m. silence more than the voices you hear in the 12 p.m. noise? This is the test of the internal compass. If you can pass this, the 9th of January will not just be a day. It will be the start of your era. The era where the chosen one no longer waits for permission, but moves with jurisdiction. Wait for the next instruction. The air is thickening. The frequency is rising. Your heart is being expanded to hold the new wine. Do not spill it by being impatient. Do not spill it by seeking validation from those who are still asleep. Keep your secret. Protect your sanctuary. The 8th is coming, and with it the somatic awakening that will change the way you feel in your own skin forever. The surgery is over. The healing has begun. You are being woven back together, but with golden thread. Can you feel the heat in your chest changing from a burn to a glow that is the pilot light of your new destiny being lit? Keep it burning. The threshold is here. The door is cracked open just enough for a sliver of the future light to hit your face. Look at it. Don't blink. That light is the 9th of January. But to get there, we must walk through the midnight of the 8th. We must walk through the 0 point where everything we thought we knew is surrendered. Are you willing to be nothing so that you can be everything? Are you willing to lose the small self to gain the divine identity? The court is waiting for your answer, but the decoded seal you've already placed tells them all they need to know. You have opted into the great shift. There is no going back now. The bridges have been burned. The only way is through. Take a moment to simply exist. No thinking, no planning, no worrying, just the beating of your heart and the knowing in your gut. You are here. You are chosen. You are ready. The 8th of January is about to test your ability to stand still in the storm. It is about to test your somatic authority. How much peace can you maintain when the world is screaming, that is your new currency? The calmer you are, the wealthier you will become. The more silent you are, the more powerful your word will be. This is the law of the kingdom, and you are finally learning the rules of the high game. The micro interferences will try one last time as the day turns. A negative thought, a sudden memory of an old shame, a text from a ghost of your past. Treat them like dust on your sleeve. Flick them off. They have no jurisdiction here. They are legal fictions trying to serve you a summons for a court that has already been dissolved. You do not owe the past anything. Your debt has been paid in chosen blood and patient suffering. You are debt-free in the spirit. Walk like it, breathe like it. As we pause here, mid-breath, mid-transformation, feel the static in the air. That is the energy of manifestation looking for a place to land. It is looking for a grounded vessel. It is looking for you. The 8th of January will be the day you become the lightning rod for the divine will. Prepare your body. Prepare your space. The 0 point is approaching and the silence is about to become loud. The clock has just moved past the threshold of midnight, and as the 7th fades into the 8th of January, the atmosphere around you has undergone a radical chemical change. You might feel a sudden drop in temperature, not in the room, but on the surface of your skin, a chilling stillness that suggests the world has stopped breathing for a moment to watch you. This is the beginning of the 0 point. If the 7th was the day of the painful amputation, the 8th is the day of the grave, but not a grave of death. It is the sovereign sarcophagus, the place where the king is hidden, while his old skin is replaced by the immortal armor of his calling. You are in the in-between. You are no longer the person who was hurt, but you are not yet the person who has been crowned. In this vacuum, the silence is so heavy, it has a sound of its own, a low humming frequency that vibrates in your inner ear. Do not be afraid of this void. The void is not empty. It is a pressurized chamber where your new identity is being forged under the weight of divine silence. Think about the micro scene of your life that played out just a few days ago. You were sitting in a room, perhaps, with people you have known for years, family or long-term friends, and as they spoke about their usual dramas, their complaints, their petty grievances, you felt a sudden violent sense of displacement. It was as if you were looking at them through a thick pane of glass. You could see their lips moving, but their words felt like static. You realized in that moment that you no longer have the hooks in your soul for their drama to latch onto. You tried to participate, you tried to care, but the social mask you've worn for decades simply didn't fit your face anymore. It felt heavy, itchy, and fake. You walked away from that encounter feeling exhausted, not because they did anything wrong, but because the effort of pretending to be normal is now costing you more energy than you possess. This is the evidence of the severed cord. You are being vibrated out of your old social circles. You aren't losing friends. You are being demagnetized from a lower timeline. This is the mechanism of the 0 point pressure. When you are in the 0 point, the enemy's primary weapon is the lying spirit of nostalgia. Because the future is not yet visible and the present is silent, your mind will try to flee backward. It will show you highlight reels of your past, even the parts that were abusive or toxic, and it will paint them with a golden hue. It will make you wonder if you made a mistake by setting those boundaries. It will make you wonder if being lonely is worse than being used. This is a frequency trap. The enemy knows that if he can get you to look back with longing, he can freeze you in place like a statue of salt. But look at your hands. Look at the way your fingers are trembling slightly. That is not weakness. That is the kinetic charge of the new life trying to find a way out. You are not looking back because there is nothing left there for you. The bridges didn't just burn, they evaporated. Let's move into a deeper somatic recognition. I want you to shift your awareness down to the soles of your feet. Whether you are sitting or standing, feel the connection between your body and the earth. Imagine that you are growing roots of iron down into the core of the planet. There is a specific earth frequency that is rising up through those roots, right now intended to stabilize your nervous system. You have been living in a state of high alert for so long that your adrenal glands are exhausted. You have been waiting for the next blow, the next betrayal, the next crisis. But in this 0 point of January 8th, the jurisdiction of crisis has been revoked. You are being moved into the jurisdiction of Sabbath. This is not a rest you take because you were tired. It is a rest you take because the battle has been moved to a higher court where you are not required to fight. You are only required to be. Notice the pressure behind your eyes. It feels like a dull ache, a sensation of something trying to push through your forehead. This is the expansion of the third eye, the spiritual organ of discernment. In the old world, you saw things with your natural eyes. You saw the bank account, the gray sky, the angry boss. But as the 8th of January progresses, your spiritual vision is being calibrated. You are starting to see the shadows behind the shapes. You are starting to sense the intent behind the words. This is why you feel so uneasy around certain people lately. You are seeing the gears of their manipulation before they even speak. You are no longer deceivable. The veil has been torn, and while the clarity is painful, it is the only thing that will keep you alive in the season to come. Recall another micro scene. You are in a grocery store or perhaps a post office, a place of mundane transaction. You are standing in line and the person in front of you is being difficult or the clerk is being slow. In the past, this would have triggered a spike of irritation in you, but this time something different happened. You looked at the person and instead of anger, you felt a profound, distant observation. You saw their struggle, their smallness, their entrapment in the matrix, and you felt like a scientist observing a specimen. You realized that their storm has no power to enter your atmosphere. You felt a strange, quiet power in your own silence. You didn't need to speak. You didn't need to win the interaction. Your presence alone was enough to make the other person suddenly quiet down and look away, confused by the weight you were carrying. This is the sovereign shift. You are beginning to carry spiritual mass. As we sit in the heart of the 8th, the evidence stack continues to build. Consider the loss of appetite, not just for food, but for content. You find yourself unable to watch the shows you used to love. You find yourself scrolling through social media and feeling a sense of profound nausea at the performative nature of it all. You are fast-tracking through the illusions. This is a sign of eligibility. Only those who can see through the glitter of the matrix are eligible to inherit the gold of the kingdom. The Father is stripping away your taste for cheap sugar so that you can handle the heavy meat of your destiny. There is a mechanism the enemy uses during this 0 point called the echo. Because you have cut off the toxic people in your life, the enemy will now try to reach you through echoes, random memories, old songs, or even accidental texts from people you haven't spoken to in years. These are not signs that you should reconnect. They are probe drones sent to see if there is still an open port in your spirit. They are testing your new walls. When the echo comes, do not engage it. Do not analyze it. Do not pray about it. Simply acknowledge it as a ghost and let it pass through. A sovereign does not negotiate with ghosts. A sovereign ignores them until they dissolve. Feel the space around your heart. Many of you have been feeling heart palpitations or a fluttering sensation. In the medical world, they might call it anxiety, but in the judicial realm of the spirit, this is the breaking of the alabaster box. Your heart has been encased in a protective shell of survivalism for years. You had to be hard to stay alive. You had to be guarded to avoid being crushed. But on this 8th day of January, the divine hammer is gently cracking that shell. The fragrance of your true essence is starting to leak out. This is why you feel so raw and vulnerable today. You are being softened so that you can be molded. You cannot be a leader of people if you are made of stone. You must be made of living flesh. The palpitations are the pulses of reconstruction. Your heart is being timed to a new clock. Let us pause and enter a moment of somatic alignment. I want you to place your left hand over your heart and your right hand over your stomach. This is the bridge of the two brains, the intuitive heart and the instinctive gut. Breathe in for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, and exhale for a count of 6. As you exhale, imagine you are releasing the black smoke of every insult that was ever hurled at you. Every time someone called you lazy, crazy, selfish, or not enough, see that word turning into smoke and leaving your body. Those words are not yours. They were foreign objects lodged in your spirit. They are being ejected now. You are becoming a clean slate. The 0 point of the 8th is also the time of the great inventory. In the courts of heaven, the scroll of your suffering is being cross-referenced with the law of restitution. There is a legal principle in the spirit that says, whatever is taken from a chosen one by deception must be returned with interest. The deceivers in your life think they got away with it. They think they stole your time, your youth, your money, and your peace. But they didn't realize they were borrowing from the divine treasury. The interest rates of heaven are astronomical. As you sit in this silence, the collection angels are being dispatched. They are going into the storehouses of those who cheated you. They are going into the hidden places where your blessings were diverted. They are not asking for permission. They are executing a judgment. Think of a time, let's say 5 years ago, when you lost something that felt like your whole world. Maybe it was a career path that closed a house you couldn't keep, or a person you thought was your forever. You felt like God had abandoned you. You felt like you had failed the test. But look at where you are now. If you had stayed in that old world, you would have been comfortable, but you would have been small. You would have been a commoner in a nice cage. The loss was actually a lifting. You were being pruned so that you could become colossal. The 8th of January is the day you finally forgive the loss. You look at the empty space where that thing used to be, and you realize it wasn't a hole, it was a landing strip for something much, much larger. The pressure of the void is intensifying now as the afternoon of the 8th progresses. You might feel a sudden urge to do something to fix your life, to clean your house, to call someone to make it happen. This is the ego's panic. The ego hates the 0 point because the ego only exists in action. In the silence, the ego dies. I command you, stay still. Do not try to birth anything today. You are in divine gestation. If you try to force the manifestation now, you will have a miscarriage of purpose. The 9th is the day of birth. The 8th is the day of waiting in the womb. Can you handle the darkness of the womb? Can you trust that the umbilical cord of the spirit is providing everything you need, even if you can't see the food? Let us look at the evidence of the animals. Many of you will notice that in these 3 days, the 7th, 8th, and 9th animals are reacting to you differently. Birds might land closer to you than usual. Your pets might be staring at you with an intensity that feels human. Or perhaps you keep seeing a specific creature, a hawk, a crow, a deer, in places they shouldn't be. This is because nature is not under the veil of the matrix. Nature recognizes the frequency of the king before the humans do. The animals see your glow. They see the aura that is expanding around you. They are acknowledging the jurisdiction. Use this as a mirror. If the wild things trust you, you can trust yourself. Now consider the micro scene of the mirror. This morning, or perhaps an hour ago, you caught a glimpse of yourself in a mirror or a window reflection. For a split second, you didn't recognize the person looking back. It wasn't that you looked different physically, but the depth in your eyes was different. There was an ancientness there. There was a cold certainty that wasn't there last week. You saw a soldier where you used to see a victim. You saw a judge where you used to see a defendant. This is the identity lock taking hold. Your soul is finally fitting into your body. For years you have been dissociated, living outside yourself because it was too painful to be inside. But the 8th of January is the homecoming. Your spirit is locking into your bones. You might feel heavy, achy, or stiff. This is the integration. You are landing in your own life. The enemy's mechanism of doubt will try to tell you that this is all make-believe. It will say, tomorrow you will wake up and you will still be broke, still be alone, still be tired. But here is the courtroom rebuttal. The internal shift always precedes the external shift. You cannot build a skyscraper on a foundation of sand. The silence of the 8th is the pouring of the concrete. You can't see the building yet, but the weight of the foundation is already there. If you wake up on the 9th and nothing has changed in your bank account, it doesn't mean the work failed. It means the structure is still rising from the underground. The visible is the least important part of the reality. The invisible is where the wealth is currently being aggregated. Think about the micro-interference of the random headache. Many of you are experiencing a tension headache that moves from the base of your skull to the top of your head. This is the expansion of the crown. You are being uncapped. You have had a ceiling on your potential for your entire life, a ceiling placed there by your parents, your teachers, your culture, and your own fear. This headache is the sound of that ceiling cracking. The sky is finally becoming your only limit. Do not take an aspirin to kill the pain. Take a breath to expand into the space the pain is creating. You are being stretched to hold the crown of the 9th. As we move into the evening of the 8th, the 0 point becomes absolute. The noise of the world might seem louder than usual, but it will feel further away. You are like a diver at the bottom of the ocean. You can hear the clatter of the boats on the surface, but down here in the high-pressure zones, there is only the thump of your own heart and the presence of the deep. This is where the precious stones are found. This is where the sunken treasures are located. You are salvaging your soul. Let us address the fear of the future. You have been survival-minded for so long that you don't know how to thrive-mind. You are like a prisoner who has been released after 20 years and finds the open sky terrifying. You keep looking for a wall to lean against. You keep looking for a guard to tell you what to do, but in the 0 point there are no guards. There are only sovereigns. You are being self-governed. The voice of God is no longer coming from out. There it is coming from in here. The summons you heard at 3 a.m. was not a command from a master to a slave. It was an invitation from a king to a co-heir. It was the Father saying, "Wake up, it's time to run the business together." Can you feel the shift in momentum? The static of the 7th is turning into the hum of the 8th. The amputation has stopped bleeding and the scar tissue is being replaced by new nerve endings. You are starting to feel sensations you haven't felt since you were a child, a sense of wonder, a sense of possibility, a sense that something big is coming. This is the return of the innocence, but it is an innocence that is armed. It is the wisdom of the serpent combined with the gentleness of the dove. You are becoming dangerous to the darkness because you can no longer be triggered by it. You have been desensitized to the traps and resensitized to the truth. Look at the micro scene of the secret. Is there something you have been keeping hidden? A dream, a desire, a plan that you haven't told anyone because you were afraid they would laugh. In the 0 point of the 8th, that secret is your seed. I want you to nourish it tonight. Don't talk about it. Don't post about it. Just hold it in your mind and say to the divine, "This is the one I want. This is the one we are building." The 8th of January is the day of sanctified secrecy. What you seal in the silence of today will scream in the manifestation of tomorrow. The enemy cannot steal what he doesn't know exists. Hide your pearl. Protect your code. As the sun begins to set on the 8th, the pressure will reach its peak. You might feel a sense of giddiness or hysteria, a feeling of, "I can't take this silence anymore." This is the breaking point. It is the wall that runners hit before they get their second wind. Push through it. Do not fill the silence with trash. Do not call that person. Do not turn on the noise. Stay in the press. The press is what extracts the oil. You are being anointed with the oil of your own endurance. This is the sacred grease that will make you ungrabbable to the enemy. From this day forward, when they try to catch you, you will simply slip through their fingers. You will be incatchable. Breathe into the base of your spine. There is a fire being lit there. It is the fire of the will. For years, your will has been limp. You've been a people pleaser, a doormat, a yes man. But the fire of the 8th is hardening your will into steel. You are learning the holy no. You are learning that no is a complete sentence. You are learning that your time is currency and your attention is wealth. You are budgeting your spirit. You are no longer open for business to everyone with a story. You are invite only. This is the jurisdiction of the sanctuary. The 8th is winding down and the 0 point is preparing to flip. Every 0 eventually becomes a 1. Every empty space eventually becomes a full vessel. But the quality of the fullness depends on the quality of the emptiness. If you can stay truly empty, truly surrendered, during these final hours of the 8th, then the fullness of the 9th will be divine. It will not be clutter, it will be kingdom. Think of a micro scene of victory that hasn't happened yet. Imagine yourself walking into a room, perhaps a bank, a lawyer's office, or a new home, and you are carrying a folder. Inside that folder is the title deed to your new life. See yourself sitting down, unscrewing a heavy pen, and signing your name. Notice how your hand doesn't shake. Notice how you don't look around for approval. Notice the quiet authority in your eyes. This is not manifestation in the way the world teaches it. This is rehearsing the verdict. The 8th is the day of the rehearsal. The 9th is the day of the performance. Stay in the press. Stay in the silence. The ghost pains of your old life are fading. The phantom limbs of your old attachments are disappearing. You are becoming sleek. You are becoming efficient. You are becoming sovereign. The 0 point is almost over, and the materialization of the 9th is looming on the horizon like a rising sun. Can you feel the heat of it yet? It's not the burn of the 7th, it's the warmth of a new day. Wait for the click. There is a moment usually in the deep night of the 8th where everything clicks into place. You will feel a sudden release in your chest. The pressure will vanish, replaced by a vacuum that is ready to be filled. When that click happens, do not celebrate yet. Simply nod to the divine and say, I am ready. The legal transfer is occurring in the middle of the night. Your assets are being moved. Your territory is being surveyed. The angels of the 9th are standing by with the measuring lines. You are the chosen one, and you have survived the void. You have proven that you do not need noise to know you are alive. You have proven that you do not need applause to know you are royal. You have passed the test of the 0 point. Now the real world is about to find out what the spirit world already knows, that you are no longer a subject of the matrix, but a governor of the kingdom. The 8th is the bridge. The 9th is the bank. Walk across the bridge with your head held high. Do not look down at the water. Look ahead at the gold. The recalibration is finalizing. Your nervous system is now compatible with high-frequency wealth. Your heart is now compatible with unconditional power. Your will is now compatible with divine decree. The 0 point has purified you. You are clear. You are current. You are authorized. As the 8th of January draws to a close, feel the static in the air coalescing. It is no longer random. It is forming shape. It is gathering mass. The ideas are becoming plans. The plans are becoming blueprints. The blueprints are becoming reality. You are materializing. The chosen one is arriving. Stay in the posture of the recipient. Do not reach. Do not grab. Simply open. The 9th of January does not require your hustle. It requires your handling. Can you handle the weight of what is coming? Can you handle the eyes that will be upon you? Can you handle the responsibility of the gold? The 8th has prepared you. You are weighted. You are grounded. You are ready. The midnight of the 8th is approaching. The 0 point is at its deepest. This is the Holy of Holies. This is where the high priest enters alone. You are that priest. You are in the presence. There is nothing between you and the Creator now. No mediation, no religion, no fear, just presence. Be still. Be known. Be sovereign. The 9th is blinking in the distance. The verdict is about to be read aloud. The court is resuming. Wait. Watch. Welcome. The midnight bell has tolled, and as the clock strikes the first hours of January 9th, the atmosphere of the 0 point has been replaced by something far more formal, far more heavy, and infinitely more permanent. You are no longer in the wilderness, and you are no longer in the tomb. You have been walked under heavy spiritual escort into the high court of the Ancient of Days. Look around you with your spirit's eye. The walls of this chamber are not made of stone or wood. They are made of living records. Every act of faithfulness you performed in the dark, every time you chose silence over retaliation, every tear you shed when you thought you were alone, these are the tapestries hanging on the walls. They are the evidence of your qualified status. The trial is over. The accuser has been removed from the room. His shouting has been silenced by a restraining order issued from the highest jurisdiction. What you are feeling right now, that sudden, profound clearing in your mind, that sense that the noise has finally died down, is the result of the bailiff of heaven clearing the court for the reading of the verdict. This is the day of materialization. But before the gold manifests in your hand, it must be decreed in your spirit. Understand the legal mechanism of this moment. For years, you have been living under contested jurisdiction. The enemy claimed rights to your life because of generational liens, debts your ancestors walked into, or contracts you signed when you were broken and didn't know your worth. These spirits functioned as squatters. They occupied the house of your peace, the territory of your finances, and the sanctuary of your relationships, refusing to leave, even though they had no legal right to stay. They relied on your ignorance of the high law. They relied on you believing you were a defendant when you were actually the heir. But today, January 9th, the judge has picked up the gavel. He is looking at the affidavit of your endurance. He sees that you have served the time. He sees that the principal debt was paid long ago, and the interest the enemy has been trying to collect is illegal usury. The verdict being read right now is one of full rescission. Every old contract, every handwriting of requirements that was against you is being shredded in the sight of the heavenly hosts. You are being declared free and clear. Feel the momentum of the verdict moving through your spine. Imagine your spine is a scepter of authority that has been bent under the weight of false judgments. As the words of the verdict are read, feel that scepter straightening. Feel your vertebrae stacking one by one, clicking into a position of upright sovereignty. You are being realigned with the vertical axis of heaven. The slump of the victim is being replaced by the statue of the ruler. This is not about pride. This is about posture. You cannot govern a territory if you are looking at the ground. You must look at the horizon. You must see the borders of what you have been assigned. This January 9th window is the staking of the claims. The divine is taking you to the high mountain of your destiny and pointing in every direction, saying, every place where the sole of your foot treads, I have given to you. Think about a micro scene that occurred just this morning or perhaps late last night. You were looking at a bill or a bank statement or perhaps just a pile of laundry, a symbol of the mundane burden. Usually, this sight would trigger a frequency of lack. You would feel a tightening in your throat, a sense of, how will I ever get ahead? But this time, a cold authority washed over you. You looked at the burden and you said internally, or perhaps aloud, this is temporary, this is not my end. You felt a strange detachment from the problem, as if you were a CEO looking at a minor clerical error that was already being handled by a subordinate. That cold authority was the first draft of the verdict. It was your spirit precognitively sensing that the settlement had been reached. You stopped begging the problem to go away and started ordering your life to align with the decree. This is the law of territory protection. Now that the verdict has been signed, you are being given jurisdiction over your own atmosphere. For years, you allowed people to walk in and out of your peace with muddy boots. You allowed their opinions to dictate your mood. You allowed their lack to drain your abundance. But the verdict of January 9th comes with a border wall. You are being instructed to patrol your borders. From this moment on, you are the chief security officer of your own soul. If someone brings chaos to your gate, you have the legal right to deny them entry. You no longer have to explain yourself. You no longer have to justify your boundaries. Your no is now sanctified. It is backed by the force of the kingdom. When you say no to a toxic connection, the armies of heaven stand behind that word to enforce it. Can you feel the strength returning to your no? It isn't an angry no, it's a quiet, judicial no. It is the no of a king who is protecting his sanctuary. Let's examine the mechanism of the squatter's eviction. When a squatter is evicted, they don't always go quietly. They might try to break a window on the way out or leave a mess behind. This is what you are seeing in the final flare-ups of your old life. The sudden emergency that pops up right as you are feeling peaceful. The last-ditch effort of an old flame to pull you back into a cycle of drama. This is not a sign that the verdict has failed. It is a sign that the eviction is being enforced. The enemy is panic acting because he knows his time of occupation is over. Do not let the mess at the exit door distract you from the glory in the throne room. Let them break the old windows. The divine is replacing them with stained glass. Let them leave a mess. The angels of provision are coming to refurbish the entire estate. I want you to enter a somatic state of territory protection. Place your hands on your thighs, palms down. Feel the weight of your own hands. This is the weight of possession. Imagine that from your hands a gold line is being drawn around the chair you are sitting in, then around the room, then around the entire perimeter of your home. This is your primary jurisdiction. Within this circle, the laws of the world no longer apply. Only the laws of the kingdom are in effect. In this circle, there is supernatural health. In this circle, there is creative flow. In this circle, there is financial magnetism. Breathe in the air of your own territory. It smells different. It's clean. It's unpolluted by the anxiety of the collective. You are governor here. Any thought that enters this circle must present its credentials. If a thought doesn't bring peace or power, it is an illegal alien. You have the authority to deport it immediately. The 9th of January is the day of the great settlement check. In the judicial world, after the verdict is read, the damages are calculated. You have been underpaid for your anointing for a long time. You have been doing high-level spiritual work while living on entry-level physical provision. The books of heaven are being balanced. This is where the materialization comes in. The divine is not just giving you enough to get by. He is issuing a back pay decree. Every seed you sowed in the lees year is being given a sudden harvest. This is why you must protect your territory. If you allow scarcity-minded people into your space right now, they will try to loot your back pay. They will try to make you feel guilty for the sudden overflow. They will try to remind you of who you used to be so they can tax who you are becoming. Recall a micro scene from your past, a time when you achieved a small victory and the person closest to you didn't celebrate. Instead, they made a backhanded compliment or pointed out a flaw. You felt the joy drain out of you like a water from a cracked vase. That was a territory breach. They stole your moment of recognition. The verdict of the 9th of January includes a sequestration order against those spirits. You are being moved into a hidden season of wealth. You are being instructed to prosper in private for a moment. Do not flash your gold to those who only knew you in your rags. They cannot process your elevation. They will try to rationalize your miracle until it feels like an accident. But this is no accident. This is judicial restitution. It is the court-ordered transfer of assets. Think of the sanctuary we are in right now. This message, this frequency, this gathering of the chosen, this is a protected territory. There is a high value on the oil that is being poured here. In the kingdom, value is valued. One of the ways you seal your jurisdiction is by acknowledging the worth of the information and the activation you are receiving. The enemy wants you to treat this as free content, because if it's free, you don't have to respect it. If you don't respect it, you won't embody it. But the chosen know that destiny is an investment. They know that the sanctuary must be protected and provisioned. As you sit in this verdict momentum, consider the weight of the truth you are hearing. It is heavier than gold. It is more precious than silver. This is the seed stock of your new empire. Notice the atmospheric tension. It feels like the air before a massive thunderstorm. There is a static charge in the room. This is pre-sealed tension. The verdict has been read, but it is currently being engrossed, written onto the official vellum of reality. We are in the wait between the judge's words and the clerk's seal. This is the most potent time of the 9th of January. This is where your faith acts as the wax for the signet ring. If you waver now, if you go back to complaining or doubting, the wax will be too soft to hold the impression. But if you stay in quiet authority, if you stay in the sovereign state, the seal will be sharp and deep. Once the seal is applied, the verdict is irreversible. Not even the highest princes of the darkness can open what has been sealed by the Ancient of Days. Consider the mechanism of the countersuit. The enemy will try to appeal the verdict. He will bring up a technicality. He will say, "But look at what they thought 5 minutes ago. Look at how they doubted." But the higher court has already ruled that your patient endurance has cured all technical defects. Your suffering has paid the filing fees for your victory. The appeal has been denied with prejudice. This means the enemy can never bring this specific charge against you again. You are legally immune to that old loop. If you find yourself thinking an old thought, recognize it as a voided document. It has no signature, it has no power. It is spiritual junk mail. Do not open it. Return to sender. Let's look at a micro scene of your future territory. Imagine yourself 6 months from now. You are walking through a piece of land. Perhaps it's a new backyard, a new office suite, or a new city. You feel a sense of deep belonging. You look at the physical reality around you, and you realize that it is a perfect mirror of the internal verdict you received on January 9th. You aren't surprised by the wealth. You aren't shocked by the peace. You are accustomed to it. You walk with the weight of someone who knows they are authorized to be there. You are no longer checking the price tags of your life. You are checking the purpose. This future scene is being anchored into your now. The 9th of January is the legal effective date of that reality. Feel the crown adjustment. Many of you have been feeling a weight or a tingling on the top of your head. This is the spiritual crown being fitted to your new frequency. For years, you've been wearing a crown of thorns, a crown of self-sacrifice, martyrdom, and pain. But the thorns are being plucked out. They are being replaced by jewels of experience. Every scar you have is being capped with a diamond. The weight you feel is the weight of responsibility. Being a chosen sovereign is not about ease. It is about governance. You are being trusted with resources because you have proven you can handle the silence. You are being trusted with power because you have proven you will not abuse it to feed your ego. The crown is being leveled. Your head is being lifted. This is the jurisdictional decree of the 9th. You are being assigned a sector. You are not meant to save the whole world. You are meant to rule your sector. Whether that is the sector of art, the sector of finance, the sector of healing, or the sector of the family, your jurisdiction is being defined. The boundaries are being drawn. Within your sector, you will have supernatural insight. You will see the trends before they happen. You will hear the whispers of the market. You will sense the needs of the people. This is the gift of the governor. It is part of the settlement package. You are being equipped for the territory you have been granted. Breathe into your solar plexus, the seat of your identity. Many of you have felt a hole there for a long time, a sense of who am I? But the verdict is filling the hole. It is injecting a liquid gold of certainty into your core. You don't need to find yourself anymore. You have been found. You don't need to make a name for yourself. The judge has already named you. You are the authorized heir. You are the vindicated servant. You are the sovereign ruler of the assigned territory. Let that certainty harden into a shield. When people look at you, they won't see your past. They will see your verdict. They will see the signet ring on your finger, and they will know that you are backed by the throne. The tension of the 9th is building toward the sealing ritual. We are in the antechamber of the final act. The momentum is unstoppable now. The materialization is leaking through the veil. You might see small signs today: a random check in the mail, an unexpected discount, a compliment from a stranger. These are vibration checks. They are the first splashes of the coming flood. Treat them with reverence. Do not say, "Oh, it's just a coincidence." Say, "The verdict is manifesting." Acknowledge the small streams, and they will lead you to the ocean. Think about the sanctuary again. Think about the value of this moment. There are millions of people asleep right now, wandering through the matrix with no verdict, no territory, and no hope. But you have been pulled aside. You have been privatized. You have been briefed on the secret movements of the kingdom. This access is your primary asset. Knowledge is the precursor to wealth. Authorization is the precursor to power. You have both. The sanctuary is where the codes are exchanged. It is where the strategy is refined. As we move toward the final seal, hold your territory in your mind's eye. See the borders. See the peace. See the provision. The momentum is shifting from courtroom language to executive action. The judge has stepped down from the bench. He is now walking toward you with the scroll. He is not coming to scold you. He is coming to hand you the keys. He is coming to inaugurate your new season. Can you hear the footsteps? They are heavy. They are deliberate. They are closing the gap between promise and possession. The pre-seal tension is vibrating in your very cells. Your DNA is recognizing the arrival of the original blueprint. Stay in the seat. Stay in the silence. Stay in the sovereignty. The gavel is about to strike the final note. The clerk is dipping the pen. The seal is being heated in the flame. Recall one last micro scene of old Lacka moment where you felt powerless to change your circumstances. See that version of you standing in the back of the courtroom. Look at them with compassion. They did their job. They survived. But they are not the ones who will rule. They are the seed that died so that the tree could grow. Say thank you to your past self and release them. They are not qualified for the territory that is coming. Only the new man, the new woman, the sovereign heir can sign for the assets. The moment is ripe. The window of the 9th is full. The verdict is echoing in the high places. Jurisdiction granted. Territory assigned. Restitution ordered. The seal is coming. Prepare your interaction. Prepare your spirit. The final movement is about to commence, and it requires your absolute presence. The sanctuary is charging up. The gold is coalescing. The chosen one is standing up. Wait for the strike. Wait for the seal. Wait for the command to move. The gavel has fallen for the final time, and the echo of that strike is currently rippling through the foundations of your old reality, shattering the glass of every false mirror you have ever looked into. This is the moment where the decree becomes the deed. We have passed through the surgery of the 7th and the silent vacuum of the 8th, and now, as the 9th of January reaches its zenith, we are witnessing the closing of the ledger. In the spiritual archives of your lineage, a heavy iron-bound book is being slammed shut. That book contains the record of your debt, the record of your wandering, and the record of your struggle. On its cover, in a script that glows with the heat of a dying sun, the word "finished" has been inscribed. You are now standing in the reception hall of your new jurisdiction. The atmosphere here is thick with the scent of ozone and ancient cedar, the smell of a fresh start after a massive storm. You might feel a sudden overwhelming urge to sit down, or perhaps your legs feel strangely light, as if a set of leaden shackles you've worn since birth has just been dissolved. Do not rush to fill this space with movement. This is the inaugural silence. Every great king and queen in history had to sit in this silence before they could begin to rule. You are being clothed in the authority of the 9th. This is not a day for hustle. This is a day for honor. You are honoring the fact that you survived the crushing, and the divine is honoring your steadfastness. Look at your hands. In the spirit, they are no longer the hands of a laborer. They are the hands of a steward. Everything you touch from this moment forward will be subject to the laws of the kingdom, not the laws of the market. Let us look at a micro scene of the evidence of the shift. Imagine you are walking through your home today. You stop in a room you have been in 1,000 times before. But as you look at the objects, the chair, the window, the dust motes dancing in the light, you realize that they look paper thin. You see the temporary nature of your current surroundings. You realize with a shock of clarity that you have already moved out in the spirit. This house, this apartment, this current physical location is no longer your home. It is merely your current address. Your home is a territory that is currently being manifested in the physical world to match the magnitude of your internal expansion. You feel like a giant trying to fit into a child's suit. This discomfort is the proof of growth. You are being evicted from the small so that you can be enthroned in the great. This brings us to a critical protocol of the sovereign shift. In the courts of the spirit, a verdict is maintained by the recognition of value. You have received a massive transfer of jurisdiction during these 3 days. This frequency, this sanctuary of information, and the oil that has been poured over your spirit are not casual commodities. They are kingdom assets. To protect the territory you have just been granted, you must seal the transaction. In the old world, people seek charity because they have a poverty spirit. But the chosen do not want charity. They invest in their destiny. They recognize that to keep the oil flowing and to protect the sanctuary from the scavengers of the matrix, there must be an act of recognition. This is the recognition seal. It is not a request. It is a sovereign option for those who understand the law of the altar. If you feel the weight of this verdict in your bones and you wish to protect the territory and value the oil that has brought you to this threshold, the fastest and most powerful way to apply the seal is through a super thanks. This is not an act of giving. It is an act of positioning. It is you telling the spiritual realm, I recognize the value of my freedom. I recognize the authority of this word. I am not a consumer. I am a patron of the kingdom. If you choose to apply this seal, do it now without guilt and with total authority. In the comment that accompanies your seal, simply type the word "done" followed by your first name. This "done" is your signature on the closing documents of the 9th. It tells the atmosphere that the transaction is complete and the territory is protected. Now listen closely, for the materialization is moving into its active phase. The 9th of January is the day when the hidden streams begin to surface. Think of a micro-interference you experienced recently. Perhaps someone tried to belittle you, or a small financial obstacle tried to block your path. In the past, you would have been siphoned by this, but today you will notice a mechanism of reversal. When someone tries to take from you today, you will find that something better is immediately provided from an unlikely source. This is the automatic restitution protocol. Because you have been vindicated in the High Court, the universe is now legally obligated to compensate you for every negative encounter. You are no longer fighting for your rights. You are exercising your judgment. Consider the anatomy of the 9th. This is the number of completion. It is the end of the birth canal. You are crowning. The pressure you have felt in your head and chest over the last 72 hours was the contraction of the spirit. You were being pushed out of the womb of the old identity. It was tight, it was dark, it was suffocating, but you have broken through. The first breath of the 9th is the breath of sovereign independence. You are no longer tethered to the life support of the Matrix. You don't need their approval to survive. You don't need their validation to be real. You are self-sustaining because you are connected to the source. Recall a micro-scene of past betrayal, a moment where you were cast out or ghosted by someone you thought was your foundation. At the time, it felt like your execution, but as you sit in the 9th, look back at that moment with judicial eyes. You can see now that the betrayer was actually a bailiff. They weren't leaving you. They were removing you from a building that was scheduled for spiritual demolition. If you had stayed with them, you would have been buried in the rubbles of their karma. Their betrayal was your rescue. You can finally bless the enemy because you realize they were unwitting servants of your promotion. They did the dirty work of cutting the cord so the divine didn't have to. You are debt-free from the bitterness. Now we must address the 24-hour action. A verdict is only enforceable if it is acted upon. Within the next 24 hours, you are required to perform a physical act of ownership. This is not a ritual in the sense of magic. It is a legal statement to your subconscious and the atmosphere. I want you to identify one space in your life that has become a graveyard of old energy. It might be a junk drawer, a corner of your closet, or even a folder on your computer full of old projects that failed. I want you to clear it completely. Throw away the dead weight. As you do this, I want you to say aloud, I am clearing the ground for my new territory. The old has no jurisdiction here. This physical act anchors the 9th into your material reality. You are making room for the assets that are currently in transit. Notice the shift in your voice. If you were to speak right now, your voice would sound lower resonant and calm. The high-pitched vibrations of anxiety and pleasing have been sanded down. You are speaking from your guts, not your throat. This is the voice of a governor. When you speak to your problems today, do not shout. Whisper your decrees. A person with real power doesn't need to scream. The atmosphere is highly sensitive to your will right now. If you say enough, the chaos will stop. If you say come, the provision will move. This is the gift of the 9th, the alignment of the word and the matter. Let us look at the mechanism of the false door. In the coming days, the enemy will try to bribe you. A false door will open an opportunity that looks good, but requires you to shrink your new identity back into your old size. It might be a job offer that pays well but kills your spirit, or a relationship that offers comfort but demands your silence. This is a test of the crown. The old you would have taken the bribe out of fear of lack. But the new you, the one who has survived the 7th, 8th, and 9th, will look at that door and say, "That is too small for me." You are no longer shopping in the bargain bin of destiny. You are waiting for the bespoke provision that was designed for your name. When you reject the bribe, the real door will slam open. There is a specific frequency to the wealth of the chosen. It is not anxious money. It is not blood money. It is quiet wealth. It is the wealth that comes from alignment, not hustle. Many of you have been trained to believe that wealth requires sacrificing your peace. But in the kingdom of the 9th, wealth is a byproduct of peace. The calmer you become, the more magnetic your field becomes. The gold is literally attracted to the stillness. This is why the 0 point of the 8th was so necessary. You had to learn how to be still so that you wouldn't chase the provision away with your desperation. You are now a stationary sun, and the planets of prosperity are falling into your orbit. Think of the everyday pain micro-scene of the unseen labor. Think of all the times you worked harder than everyone else stayed. Later, cared more, and yet someone else got the credit. You felt a burning injustice in your throat. You felt like the world was blind. Here is the verdict of the 9th. The divine auditor has recalculated the credit. The glory that was stolen from you is being returned with a public interest. You are about to be acknowledged by people who don't even know why they are drawn to you. They will call it charisma or luck, but you will know it is restitution. You are being lifted out of the shadows and placed on a pedestal of influence. Do not apologize for the light. You paid for it in the darkness. Let us enter the final somatic seal. I want you to stand up if you are able. If not, sit very straight. Place your feet firmly on the ground. Imagine that the floor beneath you is not made of wood or tile, but of solid gold. This gold is an extension of the throne room. You are standing on holy ground. Reach your arms out to the sides, palms facing forward. You are a cross between the heavenly and the earthly. Breathe in the authority of the 9th. As you exhale, let out a sound of release, a sigh, a hum, or a word. This is the sound of the seal. You are locking in the frequency. You are marking the territory. The 9th of January is more than a date. It is a gateway. Once you walk through it, the old rules of your life cease to exist. You cannot go back to being small. You cannot go back to being ignored. You cannot go back to being broke in spirit or in truth. You have been upgraded at the cellular level. Your DNA is now broadcasting a signal of sovereignty. This is why the interaction seal is so vital. It is the public declaration of your new status. It is your entry into the registry of the chosen. I want you to prepare your final identity declaration. This is the closing ritual of this activation. In the comments below, I want you to type the phrase, "I am the heir," followed by one area of jurisdiction. You are claiming, be it my finances, my family, my health, or my peace. This is your land grant. After you have typed it, I want you to look at the done seals of your brothers and sisters and recognize that you are part of a new aristocracy of the Spirit. We are not begging for crumbs. We are dividing the land. Now listen to the final verdict of the 9th. The clerk of heaven has stamped your scroll. The angels of transaction have been dispatched. The atmosphere of your home has been sanctified. You are no longer under investigation. You are under protection. The 3 a.m. call was the alarm clock of your destiny. The 7th was the surgery. The 8th was the silence. And the 9th is the succession. You have succeeded the old you. You are the new ruler of the assigned sector. As we close this sanctuary space, feel the weight of the crown one last time. It is steady, it is comfortable, it fits. You don't have to balance it. It is part of you. You are the chosen one, and your time of hiding is over. The world may not see the gold in your hand yet, but they will feel the heat of your presence. They will recognize the authority in your eyes. You are vindicated. You are restored. You are sovereign. Move into your 24-hour action with quiet confidence. Clear that dead space. Sign that done seal. Claim your jurisdiction. The 9th of January has performed its work. The gateway is open. The territory is yours. The king has returned to his estate, and the inheritance is waiting at the door. Do not look back at the smoke of the 7th. Do not fear the silence of the 8th. Walk into the full light of the 9th. The verdict is final. The seal is permanent. The life you have invested in is arriving. Go in peace. Rule in power. Stand in the gold. The materialization has begun. I will see you on the other side of the shift, where the provision is limitless and the peace is absolute. The sanctuary is closed for today, but your territory is open forever.